In 3, 2, 1. Hey, guys. What you doing?
My dog did not like that clap.
Neither did my dog. Not a big fan.
Like, seriously, he's sitting in the corner behind the exercise bike right now, hiding.
Poor guy.
Nice.
I just got a death stare from my dog. She's not too happy about it. Guys, happy Saturday. Welcome to another episode of the CineBoiz Podcast. Glad to see you all. Luckily, this week has been a little bit better as far as headlines for movies as opposed to last week when it was all politics. So we actually have some stuff to talk about this week that doesn't have to do with our political beliefs. Although we do hope everybody enjoyed what we had to say, and we hope that we've swayed people to our points of view. Because the whole point of having a political belief, I think, is to actually change people's minds and force opinions on others. So I think we did a pretty good job of that. But yeah, my name's Kenny. I'm one of the co-hosts of the CineBoiz Podcast. We're joined here with my three co-hosts, starting with Tom Bragg in Columbia, Missouri. Hi, Tom.
Hola.
Good to see you. And then also in Columbia, we got old Kevin Keith.
That's me.
That's you. And then over on the East Coast, all the way in Kentucky, is Mob. Hello, Mob.
What it do?
Well, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into this. We got a few big headlines kind of want to talk over that came out this week. So the first big headline, which I think will probably be the most significant to talk about, is AMC this week announced that they're going to begin a movie theater rental service. So essentially, according to an article on The Verge, starting at $99, you are able to rent out a theater at an AMC to have friends and family come in and watch a movie together, which is, I think, a pretty neat idea. I think it's a good way for theaters to create business in the midst of a pandemic where theaters are really struggling. From what I understand, there's different fees that you can pay. So like the lowest is like $99, and that is for non-new release movies. So like I think they might have like a list of eligible movies you can pick from to rent out, and then you can have everybody come by and watch. And then I think it gets a little bit higher in price depending on the situation. So like, for instance, you can bring outside food, which will bump the cost up to $250. You can rent a microphone if you want to have somebody talk for an extra $100.
Who wants that?
Well, maybe you're having a party and you want to just say, "Hey, thanks everybody." Like like the first thing that popped into my head is if you have an office party at a theater where you rent it out, have people come by, and maybe the CEO wants to say a few words before the movie starts. Yeah.
Or you're doing a Royal Rumble, and you have to do the speech on the microphone. That
would be so awesome.
Oh my gosh, that might be the best idea I've ever heard.
Yeah.
If we did a Royal Rumble for like a bachelor party and we rented out an AMC,
or just
moly.
because we're bored.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, just a Tuesday night. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like for me, yeah, I think obviously if you have 20 people and you rent out a theater for $100, that comes out to what, like
it's $5 a person.
Yeah. Quick math in my head there. I guess it really just comes down to like, could I find 20 friends who would want to rent out a movie theater with me? I don't know. And what movie would we watch? We'd all argue over like what we'd actually want to watch.
Well, you're getting into the time of the season where you could do a Christmas movie and everyone would agree.
Or like a marathon of Christmas movies to make it worthwhile.
So how long do you get the theater for? Can you watch multiple movies, or is it $100 per movie you watch?
Ooh, good question.
So according to The Verge, AMC is offering a selection of new and old films to watch with auditorium rental prices starting at $99 plus tax. So my assumption is that You pick a movie, and then you rent out the theater, and then that's it. You don't get to just like do whatever you want in the theater for as long as you want.
Maybe they should allow that though. They might get more business that way.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely up the price if you need to, but
yeah, according to this article too, AMC is likely going to be out of cash by the end of the year. So
right,
that's
it could be wise to just be like, hey, just pay us some money. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
watch whatever you want. You don't even have to watch anything. Just come hang out. Here you go. So.
Super glad Columbia has an AMC theater for us to use, Tom.
Yep.
Do they?
Super exciting.
No.
I didn't think they did.
It's just good, Rich.
No.
Yeah.
And
AMC,
but I think they're still operating, aren't they?
Yeah, they're bankrupt. They declared bankruptcy a couple months ago. Like even before the pandemic started, I think they were bankrupt. So
I think they've got new ownership now, and they've really dropped their prices, but they're still running things.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that, I would assume that there's theaters here in Austin that have already closed and aren't opening back up. I don't know for sure, but Alamo's doing okay. Alamo just shows whatever they want and they're making money. So that's good news. It's the best theater chain in the world. So
I like the food options as well as the drink selections, I think helps that out a lot too.
Yeah.
They have a really good model.
Yeah, they are, but they are limited, so they can only offer like certain foods and drinks at this time. But hey, here's what I'll say: if you like movies and going to a movie theater is something that you truly enjoy, I do recommend figuring out some sort of way to help the industry, whether that's actually going, maybe renting out an AMC auditorium. I'm sure other theaters are going to follow suit on this too. Or maybe donate, if there's like a local nonprofit theater, which they do exist. If you know of one, maybe make a donation. Do what you can, do what you can. Cool. Well, maybe we'll all see each other at an AMC soon. Wouldn't that be something?
I sure hope.
It would be something.
Yeah. Well, in other news, according to Variety, Chris Pratt is scheduled to reprise his role as Star-Lord in Thor: Love and Thunder. And from everything that I've heard about Thor: Love and Thunder, it's going to be huge, like Avengers level huge, as far as who's in it, the story, everything. What do you guys think about Chris Pratt?
He's directing?
No, he's not. No, he's going to be in it, like playing Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I was saying, who's directing the movie?
Oh, Taika Waititi's directing.
Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what seals it for me. Yeah.
I think it would have been after what Endgame, I think it was at the very end where he joins his ship. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been more of an upset to say that Chris Pratt isn't joining the cast of Thor 4. But
it's kind of what I thought.
So the news was not like shocking in any manner, but I mean, one, Thor is my favorite Marvel subset.
That is correct. 2,
it's Taika.
Yeah.
3, it's our boy Chris Hemsworth. Like, I mean, it's how can you not be excited for this?
Right.
And is he going to be fat again? I hope so.
I bet he starts out fat and then he gets ripped.
I need some fat Hemsworth in there some point. That's all I need.
I would assume that some time has passed since the events in Avengers Endgame, and he's gotten time to get in shape. That's my guess.
You really let himself go.
Yeah, he's just playing more Fortnite.
Yeah. And drinking.
Korg.
Love Korg.
In all honesty, I thought at the end of Avengers Endgame that there would not be any more Thor movies and that Thor was just going to join the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh. No, I thought it was going to be the other way around.
Really?
Well, because I think at the end of Endgame, that was when all the talk of like James Gunn getting kicked out of Guardians and stuff, and that was all up in the air, whereas Thor is still going strong. The only thing would be is if Chris Hemsworth didn't want to come back and be Thor anymore, but he's still young and spry. Why not?
Right. Speaking of James Gunn, is there anybody else you can think of who got like canceled and then bounced back harder than ever? Like he got his job back with Marvel to do the next Guardians movie. He's doing the Suicide Squad. He's going to be the showrunner for, I think it's called Peacemaker, which is going to be a spinoff of Suicide Squad for HBO, starring John Cena.
Well, not. I don't know. His cancellation was like, really?
Yeah.
Like we're going to dig back 6 years. I mean, it was like Kevin Hart's cancellation.
Right.
His didn't last long either.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's a comedian making jokes in a time where that was more acceptable. Now we can argue whether it should have been acceptable at that time.
Right.
I'm here for that. But let's,
I think
I don't want to get political.
Yeah. Canceling people is tough because there's opportunity, when you make a mistake to grow and learn from it and spread awareness. So whenever you just cancel somebody, it's tough because, I will say though that I do think that there are people who are unapologetic and deserve to be canceled.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I think, I feel like so often it just goes straight for the throat and like no grace, no room is allowed for letting them acknowledge like, okay, so I did make a mistake. Like I apologize for this and I'm trying to be better and make this better. Like, but it seems like a lot of times that's not even allowed either. It's just like, you did it. Tough luck.
Yeah.
All I know is I said some things when I was in 8th grade that if they came up now, I would be canceled real hard. And I don't I don't support 8th grade mob and what he said and the jokes he made.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
But you know what? I grew up. Kind of. I'm still immature.
We're all making progress, man. We're all making progress. But yeah, so I'm excited for the new Thor movie. It's going to be good. Anything Taika Waititi does is good. It doesn't even have to be a Marvel movie. So, but yeah, that one will probably come out in 2021, 2022.
At the earliest,
Love and Thunder
24.
Currently set for release.
Pushed back. So
currently set for release in February 2022.
So far away.
It's
so
but
far.
Is it though? It'll be before you know it.
No,
hold on.
We've got 2 or 3 Marvel movies that are supposed to come out before then, so it's going to go quick.
Why would they make that a February release?
Why not?
Is it because we all know what February releases are? They're
shit movies.
They're the dumps.
Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily true anymore. I think that, in all honesty, the summer movie season keeps getting longer. We're seeing big summer blockbuster movie releases now in March. So, and the fact that there's now going to be just tons of movies that have been delayed and we're going to have to release these movies. And so I think what'll happen is for the next few years, once everything kind of goes back to normal, we're going to get these big releases almost every week, all year, for an entire year. I think starting in this coming spring. So,
Marvel's different too.
Yeah,
they
I guess
set their own calendar.
Yeah, I guess they did drop Black Panther in end of January, beginning of February launch time. So
they drop multiple movies a year, so they just got to start and get it going. It seems like
they're getting backlogged too. They have 2 or 3 movies that are ready to go, and they just can't release them. So, yay, Marvel! And then finally, the last big bit of news that came out this week is that there is officially going to be a live-action Lilo and Stitch from Disney.
Because we all really wanted that one.
Is that big news?
I mean, it's kind of big. I've never seen Lilo and Stitch, in all honesty.
I haven't either.
I saw it once.
I've seen it.
I've heard good things. I don't think, from what I've heard, I've never heard anything bad about it. And then John M. Chu, who directed Crazy Rich Asians, is in talks to direct. Yeah, I feel like there's some other ones that probably could have came out first, and I'm sure there's some in the pipeline that we're not aware of that'll probably come out before Lilo and Stitch. I was really hoping for an Oliver and Company release, but I want Billy Joel to play the dog again. I don't think that's too much to ask. But that's just me.
I'm just tired of remakes.
Right. Here's my take. Tired. Live action animated movies. Wired. Animated live action movies. Give me the animated version of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh.
Okay. I don't
want that. And I don't want it in the slightest. I think I'm over remakes of animated movies because for the most part, the animated version is better.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
give me claymation and I'm in.
Right.
Yeah.
Pixar claymation. Yeah.
And Chris Columbus came out. So Chris Columbus, because they're doing a Home Alone reboot. Chris Columbus, who directed the original Home Alone, basically came out and said, like, why are you trying to reboot this? Like, it has longevity. People are still watching it. People are still showing it to their kids. You know, why are you trying to recreate lightning in a bottle? Like, you don't have to. Money. Yeah. Money. It's all about
People
money.
Will see it. People will buy it.
I think like the Jungle Book, you know, the live action version of that one, that was a cool, good thing to do. But now they're just like trying to keep this train going. And it's like, come up with some original ideas.
Yeah.
The Jungle Book one was awesome. And I think that's the problem. Like, I thought that one was the best one. And I think it was the first one. Yeah.
It was one of the first ones. Yeah.
Right.
So like that one, I thought looked beautiful, did pretty well at the box office. People liked it. It was highly rated. And so then that kind of gave them the green light to go through and do the rest. And they've all been subpar.
Right.
In my opinion.
And they're also making a sequel to The Lion King, which will be live action.
Oh.
Which there is a sequel to the animated Lion King.
Right.
Well, Lion King 2, Simba's Pride.
And also one and a half, right?
It's
what?
Yeah, it's Lion King 1 from the perspective of Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did I miss that one?
How did
I feel like that should be one of our next movie talks.
It was straight to VHS.
All those Disney animated sequels are straight to VHS, except for Frozen 2. Like there was, you remember, like all those Disney movies that came out when we were kids, like they all had sequels. So like Aladdin, Lion King, Little Mermaid, they all had sequels.
Literally all of them. Yeah.
I feel like though, wasn't like the Aladdin sequel like actually a theatrical release?
Number 2 might have been.
There were two. Yeah, there were 2 Aladdin sequels. One was Return of Jafar.
Right. I thought that was
King of Thieves was for sure VHS release.
That was VHS. I thought Return of Jafar might have been theatrical.
Well, let's look it up.
King of Thieves was bad. I had that, and it was bad.
Yep.
I wasn't allowed to see. For some reason, I wasn't allowed to see Aladdin 2. I don't know why.
Huh.
The Return of Jafar, also known as Aladdin and the Return of Jafar, or Aladdin 2, The Return of Jafar, is a 1994 American direct-to-video animated musical fantasy adventure film.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can't remember. The only animated sequel I can think of that's not a Pixar movie from Disney that got a theatrical release is Frozen 2. I can't think of any others.
Yeah.
Surely there's one.
You can fact check me on that, but I would bet money. I think Frozen 2 is the only one that came out in theaters. But yeah. Well, Lilo and Stitch. Put it on your calendar.
I think it's such a small subsect of people that if you asked, what's your favorite Disney movie, Lilo and Stitch, and I understand there's some cultural things to it that, you know, make it popular in some places, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Disney's got to make money somehow. They're really struggling. You know, they only have like what Disney movies, Pixar movies, Star Wars movies, Marvel movies. Like you can only make
ABC.
you can only make so much money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
Cool. Well, guys, that's it for this week's headlines.
Nice.
So you know what time it is, right? It's Tommy's mailbag and anniversaries. Tommy's mailbag. Won't you read that mail to me? That's gonna sound weird.
That was wild.
I got a little dizzy actually. And you guys could see my thighs too, probably.
It was awesome.
Tom,
yeah.
what do we got in the mailbag this week, dude?
Let's jump on in. Our question this week comes to us from our dear friend of the show, Mary. She asks, guys love saying their favorite Christmas movie is Die Hard, but if you were tasked with making an action film for another holiday, what holiday would you pick and what would be the general plot? Bonus points for who's starring. I think that's a pretty fun question.
Okay.
I want to say President's Day. I don't know why.
Isn't there a movie called President's Day?
There is. Is it about President's Day?
I think it's about the Boston Marathon bombing.
I thought that was
no, that's
Patriots
called
Day
oh, you're right.
Patriots Day.
Let's look it up.
Right. Yeah, that's the Marky Mark one.
Yeah, Day movie.
I actually watched that not
film.
so long ago. Wasn't great.
It looks like a horror movie. Student council elections at Lincoln High turn into a matter of life and death when someone dressed as Abraham Lincoln starts hacking up the candidates.
We gotta watch that.
Released on February 15th, 2010. The budget was $5,000. So I think this was a...
That's
fantastic.
I'm
in. $5,000?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a student film. Let's see. It's on IMDb. Hold up. It was filmed in Baltimore.
Oh, my.
Yeah, directed by Chris LaMartina. How do we get this guy on the podcast?
What do you think he does now? You think he's in the movie industry?
I don't know.
Or
Let's
is
look
he
him up.
Working a day job somewhere?
Chris LaMartina. He's a writer and producer known for Book of Lore. He looks like a horror, he does horror movies, but they look all pretty low budget. Looks like he's still pretty active.
Nice.
He looks like he had a movie came out this year, actually. So
good for him.
Good for Chris LaMartina.
He's making it.
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, we can confirm there is a President's Day movie. But yeah, what other holidays? I mean, action movie. Obviously there's Independence Day, so we can't do that one. I would like to see a
I want Valentine's Day action movie. And the premise is there's a guy going around just burning up Hallmark stores because he's tired of Valentine's Day. And you get John Cena to come out, and the plot is him just tracking this guy down who's burning up all the Valentine's Day stores.
Regular incel type.
Yeah.
There's
so he's going to star John Cena. Huh?
I love it.
There is a horror movie called My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah, but that's a horror movie.
We're talking action.
It's also a band. Didn't a Die Hard come out on Valentine's Day not long ago?
Yeah, it was the recent one.
Yeah.
Oh man, not that great.
Yeah, I haven't heard good things.
I don't think it was a Valentine's Day movie though.
Right.
I like to think it was,
yeah.
Even though I haven't seen it.
Maybe like a Columbus Day movie.
Doesn't get its due.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Should it?
Maybe like a good Arbor Day action flick.
Arbor Day action flick. And the hero, the protagonist
save all the trees.
the protagonist is like a reformed lumberjack.
Yeah.
Sounds like Avatar 2 is what you're describing.
And he's a reformed lumberjack because he lost his best friend when a tree fell on him. And he gave
Murdered him.
And he gave up the business.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like
make
a
me hate
job
trees.
for John C. Reilly.
All right. Action hero John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does everything else.
Gotcha.
Sure.
I would kind of want some, like, for my action movie based on a holiday, I would want to do like a straight to video kind of movie because those are the fun action movies. And I want to get like a sports star in like a leading role, kind of like how what's his butt, Dennis Rodman did those action movies, like Simon Says. I want to get like somebody like that, but it has to be somebody that's like a little bit controversial. Like I don't think there's anybody who's really taken up the Dennis Rodman mantle in recent years, but maybe somebody who's just like a little bit unstable.
I like that question a lot, though. If you had to cast an athlete in a movie, who would it be?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to cast Pat McAfee in a movie. It's just because I love Pat McAfee, and he'd be a good action star. He's athletic. He's a semi pro wrestler, and he's got wit and humor. So I feel like that's a good combo for an action star.
I don't know why, but I want to throw Frank Clark in there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be good.
He takes himself real seriously, I think.
He's not extremely well known, but if you follow the Chiefs and you understand his personality, that's what I want in that movie.
Yeah. That's fair.
Kicking day dough.
Well, cool. Do we got anything else in the mailbag, Tom?
That's it for this week.
All right, let's get into some movie anniversaries then.
Yeah, all right. First up, happy 5-year anniversary to The Big Short.
Great movie.
Yes.
So good.
Extremely rewatchable.
Yes. Although I will say,
also educational.
They've got those scenes where like they're explaining stuff. I still don't know if I fully understood everything, but very well done. I loved it.
Yeah. Being in that industry does help my knowledge of what's going on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're in it too, Tom. Who am I? Look at me being an asshole. Sorry, I forgot about that, Tom.
You think I know how to do my job? No way.
That's true. That's a good point.
I'm just
fake it till you make it.
I've been faking it for 5 years.
Yeah, baby. Anyways, what else?
Happy 10-year anniversary to Unstoppable.
That train movie?
Uh-huh.
Train
Chris
movie.
Pine and Denzel Washington. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, baby.
I never saw it.
That was one of those good like Thanksgiving break movies. It's just like I don't really have much to do. Got some time to kill. Let's go see.
Who was in it with Denzel?
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine.
It was just Denzel and Chris Pine picking a fight with a runaway train.
Yep.
It was amazing.
So good.
Yeah.
What was the one with Denzel? It was like a train movie, but it was John Travolta.
The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denzel's been in a lot of train movies.
That was a remake too.
Yeah.
Was it?
I do have a hot take about Travolta though. As far as like a villain slash action star, his voice is like too whiny. Like I can't really like. I don't feel threatened by John Travolta. Especially in that movie.
Well as an actor. He's really fallen off a cliff performance-wise in the last 10 years. The
man's an icon, Kevin. Let's cut him some slack.
I feel like he's had some hard times recently.
Yeah, his wife just died.
Yeah.
Let's lay off the man.
Yeah, leave him alone.
Enjoy him for what he is and what he's been.
Yeah, I would like to personally apologize to Mr. Travolta because I made fun of him in an Instagram post about 8-9 months ago, and then his wife passed away shortly after that. So, Mr. Travolta, if you are listening, I do apologize. It wasn't like super mean, but it was like it was a very dad Instagram post, and I felt like I needed to highlight how dad it was, and maybe that wasn't the nicest thing. So,
yeah,
sure,
we should reach out. We should reach out to his people and. I'll make a formal apology.
See if you guys can hash it out on the podcast.
Yeah. Mend the fucking fence. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Happy 25-year anniversary to Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Wow.
When nature calls.
Yeah.
Couple of things. Crazy that movie's 25 years old.
Yeah.
And this might be the first anniversary week where I have seen all 3 of the movies.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ditto, I think.
It's crazy.
They're all at least enjoyable and entertaining. Like they're not just bottom of the barrel stains on cinematic history.
Right. Yeah.
Yikes.
There's nothing horrible in that batch. Maybe nothing incredible either, but there's nothing horrible.
Yeah.
I'd put Big Short as an incredible movie.
Big Short's pretty incredible. I think it was my favorite movie of that year.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a great
2016?
movie. 15.
Just throwing that number out there. Close enough.
Released in 2015, nominated for an Oscar in 2016.
That's what it was. That's what I was thinking of. Definitely, that's what I was thinking of.
I think what won Best Picture that year?
Was it Spotlight?
It was Spotlight. Yep, You're right.
Can't stump me.
Yep.
Another good movie.
Mm-hmm. Great. Excellent movie. A little bit more depressing.
Not as rewatchable as The Big Short.
No, but hard
Agreed.
for me to stand on my table and bang for Big Short when Spotlight won. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Also, Spotlight.
I feel like
go ahead.
I was going to say, I feel like Spotlight was a surprise winner that year, maybe over The Revenant, possibly. Maybe surprise is too strong. But I don't think it was thoughts on favorite.
Did The Revenant win?
I do. What's that?
Oh, I think Spotlight did.
Spotlight.
I think that was the year that DiCaprio won Best Actor, though. Obviously.
Oh, okay. It was the year before that Birdman won, and he won, I think, Best Director, and it won Best Picture, and it was like 2 years in a row that he won Best Director, and that was like the first time that had happened. And
yeah. Also, Spotlight has friend of the podcast Michael Keaton in it. I'm just going to keep referring to Michael Keaton as friend of the podcast,
until he is.
Right, exactly. It's kind of like having a vision board where you put all these things on the board that you want to have happen. If I keep referring to Michael Keaton as friend of the podcast, he very well could become friend of the podcast.
It's like when Kelly Kapoor keeps saying, "Yes, Charles, you wanted me."
You wanted me.
Hoping that one day he will in fact want her.
Yeah.
It's not the worst idea.
Well, guys, Tom, thank you for the work you did there with checking our mailbag diligently and doing some research. It's good to see all you guys. I hope you all stay healthy, and I guess I'll see you back here next week. You guys got any big plans today?
Nothing too big.
Bob, you want to stream some Warzone?
Maybe.
Okay. Hey, so I'll do some plugs real quick. So if you are a fan of our podcast, we do recommend, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to do that, whether that's through Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. We're pretty much everywhere you go. Also on YouTube, follow the Corked Bats YouTube page because we now post our podcast there weekly. We're on Twitter and Instagram at the CineBoiz if you want to give us a follow there. And on top of that, I launched my Twitch channel this week, which is twitch.tv/KenjobTTV. So 2 T's in there. No, that's confusing. But it's fun. We get some friends of the podcast to play video games with us. And if you like that kind of stuff, I know like people think that's weird, but it's a lot of fun to do. And if you just want to hop in the chat, say hi, come hang out with us. We'll let you know when we stream. So cool. Anything else, guys?
Nah.
Okay. Well, also follow Corked Bats because our podcast is part of the Corked Bats Podcast Network. See you guys.
Bye.